Today on Getting Real with the Housewives, Teresa Giudice teases the upcoming season of Real Housewives of New Jersey as she gives an update on her relationship with Joe and Melissa.
It's like we don't speak. That's, and it's better that way. Like I said, I wish them well. I want them to wish me well. And I just need to heal myself.
Plus, Robyn Dixon admits Juan cheated as she reveals where she stands with Karen Huger.
Karen and I have a love-hate relationship where we kind of, throughout the seasons throw daggers at each other, and then we just keep it moving.
And a Dubai housewife is out. Mary Cosby may be back in. Rhony legacy may not be happening, and there's some serious drama while filming Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 4. We got that plus so much more on today's Getting Real with the Housewives. Hey guys, Christina Garibaldi here with Us Weekly executive producer Mandy DeCamp, and welcome to another big week of Getting Real with the Housewives. Salt Lake City is a wrap. Potomac is almost near the end, and Jersey is right around the corner.
I know. I was surprised Salt Lake City was only 2 parts. I thought we were getting a 3rd part, but there really wasn't much there without Jen.
Totally. I think that they were hoping that the part 3 would have been that Jen sit-down interview, but not happening. No. All right. Well, a lot of news to get to this week, but like always, before we do it, we're going to see what you guys had to say about last week's show. Yoshi says, I feel Heather is way too embarrassed that she herself could be the blame. I feel bad for Heather, but the way Jen acted the next morning didn't seem like she was confused for her friend, but like she knows exactly what happened. I feel bad, but when you lay with the dogs, you will catch their fleas. True.
Yeah. I mean, we can get more into it when we recap the reunion, but I don't get the embarrassment. Like, they get drunk every episode.
Right. Seriously, you get drunk, you black out. I mean, and I think that she's just kind of reaching for an excuse. I do feel like she knows what happened. I don't know. Yeah. We're going to hear more from Heather. Yeah. We're going to hear more from Heather next week because we sit down with her. But, it's just like, I don't know. And it's also so frustrating because just go back and watch the tape. Somebody has the answer to this.
I know. It's really frustrating.
This is like the most ridiculous storyline.
It's ridiculous. All right. Will says, Mia looks like a bully. Mia is not listening to her friend Jacqueline. Throughout the season, Jacqueline was helping Mia through everything. And when Jacqueline needed Mia, Mia was MIA. Missing in action. Thank you. Yeah. I agree with you, Will. I think that I was kind of on Jacqueline's side in the Mia-Jacqueline friendship debacle.
Yeah, I feel bad for Jacqueline. Like, this is her first season in this whole mix of things. And, instead of having your friend of, 30 plus years at your side, she's kind of throwing her to the wolves and saying that she's sleeping with married men. That's just not how friends act.
No,
definitely not. And then finally, MGL says, I would love Eileen back, but then there would be 3 sensible women. So I vote for Brandi Glanville.
Yeah.
I would love for Brandi to come back.
Brandi, yes. Eileen, I loved as a person, but I think she's too nice to be honest.
I do too. Yeah, I think so too. I think she's way too nice. All right. Well, speaking of Brandi Glanville, let's get into our news of the week because it's being reported that she and Caroline Manzo both left season 4 of Ultimate Girls Trip early. So the reality stars were filming in Morocco last week when Caroline voluntarily exited. Meanwhile, Brandi was reportedly asked to leave after allegedly non-consensually kissing Caroline multiple times during a party. Now, an insider told People magazine that it was unwanted and Caroline's distress over the matter did not seem to stop Brandi. Things escalated and physical boundaries allegedly were crossed that Caroline felt were serious and uncomfortable. Brandi allegedly apologized to Caroline via text messages, but the network decided that her behavior was inappropriate and sent her home. Meanwhile, Caroline was reportedly unaware that Brandi was asked to leave and exited filming later that night. The other cast members remained until the end of filming, but oh my God, this is going to be so good.
Oh my God, it's going to be so good. Like, what? This is not the storyline, the headline I ever expected from this show.
Definitely not.
It's Caroline Manzo? What? She's happily married, the most happily married on Bravo.
Right.
I think. This is bizarre.
This is so bizarre, but not surprising behavior from Brandi. I think that we expect her to bring the craziness and she seemed to deliver. But yeah, it's I'm really, really excited for this season. It's also so strange that we haven't had a release date for season 3 of Ultimate Girls Trip, which was filmed forever ago too. So I wonder what's going on with that one as well.
Yeah, something weird there.
Yeah.
Andy Cohen has seemingly shut down a Page 6 report that the network rescinded offers to the OG cast members of New York City franchise due to plans to scrap the idea completely. He tweeted, "Don't believe everything you read, #Rhony Legacy." Cohen originally announced plans to split Rhony into 2 shows in March 2022 after season 13 of the show, which starred Luann, Sonia, Ramona, Leah, and Ebony, which failed to impress viewers. The network has yet to officially confirm any cast members for Rhony Legacy, but Ramona Singer has confirmed she was not part of the show. She told the Daily Mail, "I'm 60-something now. I worked hard my whole life. It's time for me to just enjoy myself, and doing the show is not easy. I mean, people think it's easy, but it's very stressful, very stressful." Cohen, meanwhile, last told us in November 2022 that the Legacy cast was close to becoming official. So this came after rumors that people weren't signing on, possibly because of money, which I totally believe. But yeah, I don't know. It sounds like it's, still going to happen.
I hope so. I mean, this is what I want to see. Yes, I'm still excited for the new cast of Rhony, but I want to see what's going on with Luann and Dorinda and all the ladies. And yeah, I agree. I'm sure that they're like, well, if you want to, take away our flagship show and give us something new, you're going to have to pay us for it. And I guess
I'm sure the contracts are a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm sure a big nightmare. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they can make it work. And we'll have to wait and see. Well, Andy Cohen has been doing a lot of apologizing and explaining lately because I guess he got into a really heated argument with Larsa Pippen while filming the Miami reunion. He said via Instagram, "We're still shooting and I didn't have screaming at Larsa on my bingo card today." And that was in response to, and then Larsa in response could be heard in the background saying, "Are you going to apologize?" He said he didn't plan the back and forth while filming the special, but did say, "I'm sorry, Larsa. I don't like screaming at women. I said it on the break. I don't want to scream at women." She was, of course, joined by all of her co-stars to discuss, what went down on season 5. And it returned last season after, a very lengthy pause. And I feel bad that we haven't been catching up completely on Miami because people are absolutely loving this season. It's just hard when everything's on Peacock and Bravo and so many different shows. But yes, eventually we will be catching up on Miami because I hear that it is an epic season.
Yeah. I mean, I actually noticed in the Salt Lake City reunion part 2 this week that Andy was a little bit heated with Meredith. He wasn't letting her get away with just, fake answers or her, one-word answers. So I feel like maybe he got the note from producers hey, you got to be a little bit more, engaged in the reunions and not be just the moderator. Yeah. I don't know, making that up, but that's.
I agree. No, I think that, that's the way that it should be. He should be calling out these women on their BS and, especially with Meredith. I thought that he handled that really well. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. But yeah, you got to hold these women accountable sometimes.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of Salt Lake City, Mary Cosby will be returning, apparently. As a friend of Roll, several sources have revealed this to Page 6. The outlet reported that Mary will not be cast as a full-time housewife, but instead will film a few scenes of the upcoming season as a friend of Meredith, which is set to resume production February 13th, which is so soon. I didn't realize it'd be starting so soon. I know. The source explained that while Cosby has hoped to come back to the franchise, she needed time to process Jenny's racist controversy that happened. I guess it was the beginning of this last season. At the end, it was after the reunion of last season. So she had filmed the reunion. I think it was in January of 2022. Okay. She was fired after just one season for a Jenny was fired after just one season for a series of offensive social media posts that mocked the Black Lives Matter movement and protests of 2020. Wow, what do you think? Are you excited to see Mary back? They had to do something to shake it up, and Mary always brings it. she's very controversial. She's kind of will say what she wants to say. A lot of people are, maybe I saw one saying you're swapping one criminal for another. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think it would be nice to have Mary kind of back in the mix. Yeah. I actually was thinking about her while watching the reunion because they showed a flashback scene with her. And I was like, oh, yeah, Mary, where'd she go again? Where'd she go? Yeah, I mean, I'm all about having Mary back.
Totally. All right. Well, let's move on over to Potomac because this has been a big storyline. So Karen Huger claimed during an episode of Potomac that Robyn Dixon's husband, had an affair with a mystery blonde. Robyn addressed the controversy and actually admitted that Karen was sort of correct. She said during her Reasonably Shady podcast, a young lady came forward talking about she and Juan dated during COVID, and she knows this like hotel receipt with his name on it. I was aware of the situation before we filmed season 7. I assume she told the whole cast all of season 7. I'm just like waiting for somebody to bring it up. The situation when it was presented to me was handled. It was something we had to work through. She added that Juan was an idiot who communicated with someone on Instagram when he was bored during the pandemic. Okay. However, they did not date. He did not fly her anywhere. She claims that, like I said, that she was aware of the situation and that the woman also allegedly messaged both her and Giselle about Juan. So she assumed the whole cast knew about this. I mean, well, the cast did kind of know about it and she just didn't admit to it. And it seems like a lot of people are frustrated with this because it doesn't seem like it came up on the reunion and she's just waiting to do it on her podcast, which you have to pay for. So, and even when we spoke to her, which we'll get to in a second, you know, she did not allude that she knew about any of this.
Yeah, that's frustrating. I feel like if you can't be fully transparent on the show, then maybe you shouldn't be on it anymore.
Right. Like that's your job. You're a housewife. Like you have to like put your whole life out there. And if you're not willing to do that, maybe the show's not for you anymore. It was interesting. Like when she called Juan to say what Karen was saying, talking about her, he got so mad. And the back of my mind was like, if you're that mad, it seems like you got caught.
Oh, that's 100% what I thought. Because I pictured the same situation in my own life. Like if I were to do that, like that's not how my husband would react.
No,
because he wouldn't have done it. Like it so seemed obvious to me that he was like this defense mechanism. Mm-hmm. I don't know about Juan, you know?
I don't know. And they just got
marriage and the first time because of infidelity.
Right. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's, I don't know.
I don't know. You don't just talk to some random people on Instagram because you're bored during COVID. Like, come on. All right. Well, let's get into our real talk. And like we said before, we caught up with Robyn recently, who spoke a little bit about this alleged affair and how Juan was feeling at the time, and also gives an update on where she and Karen stand today. Take a look. What is your relationship like with Karen now, ever since everything kind of happened with the cheating accusations?
Yeah. You know what? Karen and I kind of have like a love-hate relationship. So honestly, it's so funny. Like all that in Mexico, that episode was insane. We're like, going at each other. And then I can only speak for myself. I carry on like nothing happened. You know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, whatever. I mean, clearly I'm like, okay, well, she's not on my my bachelorette party list. But, as far as like I'm not going to be all like, oh my God, she said this and she said that. I just like, have to keep it moving. And so Karen and I have a love-hate relationship where we kind of, throughout the seasons throw daggers at each other and then we just keep it moving. But, we respect kind of and appreciate one another just because, we've been doing this so long together and we do understand the nature of the beast and what we're doing.
No, definitely. I mean, it seemed, rightfully so, that Juan was pretty pissed off that these accusations were going down. Did that, change obviously it didn't change your relationship, but did that cause any issues between the two of you?
Yeah, and honestly, it wasn't even that he was pissed off. Like, I know it sounded like it. Right. He's just kind of like, he doesn't like the drama. You know what I mean? He's just like, why are you calling me with this drama? I don't like, leave me out of this. It's not that he's like, whatever. He didn't pay any attention to it afterward. He didn't give it any energy. It wasn't like a big, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're talking about me, that type of stuff. But it was just like, he's more so like, y'all ladies need to cut this nonsense out. And I'm kind of like, well, that's kind of what we do, but whatever,
Were you guys dying like I was watching it with the drawing of the woman that looked like Karen?
Oh my gosh. I cried laughing. Like I was on the train watching it, so I couldn't be like loud and cracking up, but I cried. Like that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. That was hilarious. It was genius. It was genius. Seriously,
producers and editors of Potomac this season need like an award. It's so great.
They're like, what can we do next? And that one, I feel like that one took the cake.
It definitely did. Has she apologized at all? I know, obviously, you guys all sat down for the reunion, and I know you can't tell me too much, but you said you have that love-hate relationship. So where are you kind of standing right now?
I would say we were a lot better after the reunion.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like she's mad at Karen anymore, but we'll have to wait and see what happens during this reunion.
Yeah, I can't wait. We're just 1 week away from Jersey premiere, which I'm so excited about. And we caught up with the one and only Teresa Giudice, who gave us an update on where she stands with Melissa and Joe. Take a look.
I think you say in the trailer that Melissa is or has kept you and Joe apart or is keeping you and Joe apart. Do you still believe that?
No. It's I think it's also my brother. This time, I have to say, this season I was just blown away by my brother. Yeah. So I would like seeing it now, like how this season played out. It's definitely like I would say now it's like 90% my brother. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's got to feel pretty hurtful.
Yeah, it really was. Like, really was.
Right.
Like, devastating. It's like really, it's like a feeling that, like it's a feeling that I never want any brother or sister to go through,
Definitely. It appears that this rumor comes up about Melissa making out with another guy. And, it seems like that's going to be a big storyline this season as well, based on the trailer. Did you believe that at the time? And where did you kind of stand in all of that happens?
I guess you're going to have to watch the season to see how that also plays out.
Mm-hmm. Were you surprised to hear that rumor?
I guess you're going to have to watch the season to see how it plays out.
The queen of the tease. I love it. Yes. You said that you don't want to hold a grudge anymore and that you're not a grudge holder anymore. Do you hold a grudge towards Joe and Melissa now?
No, I wish them well. I swear I wish them all the best. Mm. I need to heal myself. And, I've been through a lot the past 10 years with them. And so like I said, I'm working on myself. I need to heal myself. And I'm happy for them. I wish them well. And I wish they wish me the same back. Like I'm focusing on my family, on my daughters, on my stepsons, on my husband. Now, my husband. So that's what I'm working on and putting myself first, because for a long time, I haven't put myself first. So now this is my time.
Definitely. I know we got to wait.
Now that my daughters are old enough now, we just came back from a beautiful trip together. It's like, I know what's important around me, and you feel it. Like I want good energy around me. I don't want no toxicity around me. I want people that are actually happy for me. Definitely. And that's what I'm focusing on.
Definitely. I know we got a ways to go until reunion and things like that, but how do you feel about seeing Melissa and Joe again and talking about through these issues that you're going to be reliving week after week?
Listen, it's something that I guess we do have to do. Mm-hmm. But that's it. Yeah. But we don't speak. Mm-hmm. And, I didn't see them for the holidays. Like we don't speak. That's, and and it's better that way. Like I said, I wish them well. I want them to wish me well. And I just need to heal myself because I've been through like too much.
Still not speaking, doesn't hold a grudge. I don't see an end in sight for this family, but I'm so excited for this season. It's going to be a good one.
Yes, it will.
All right. Well, let's break down these this week's episodes. Wrapping up Salt Lake City. Like we said before, Heather doesn't remember this black eye. It seems like Whitney and Heather's relationship is kind of done at this moment.
Yes, it seems totally done. So, like, I don't. Yeah.
This is not a friendship break. This is this friendship pause or whatever it was. Friendship is over.
But it does make you wonder about the future of the show. Like, yes, maybe Mary's coming back, but like Meredith and Lisa don't like each other.
Right.
Heather and Whitney were the only ones that were pretty much real friends before the show, for real.
Yeah.
And they don't like each other now. So, and it was weird when Andy was sitting there with just 4 of them. It felt so small, and like it feels like none of the new friends really caught on that much. I don't know.
I feel like they're going to have to do an overhaul of Salt Lake City. I'll be interested to see who comes back and who doesn't, and who's like in the mix. I did appreciate Andy kind of calling out Heather though, because like she was acting a little bit different this season. I think like maybe the fan favorite title kind of maybe got to her head a little bit, and she kind of felt like she could act however she wanted, and people can pick up on that. People can see right through it.
Totally, 100%.
Yeah. And like you mentioned before about Andy going in on Meredith being friends with Jen and justifying it, like this was weird to me. Like you hated Jen last season because she kept liking tweets about your son's sexuality, and the fact that you can just kind of gloss that over and now defend her for, conning all of these people. You're going to jail for a long time and you still have nothing to say about this as a former lawyer too.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Whitney also really went into Meredith too, bringing up examples of when she did not like Jen at all.
Yeah.
It is bizarre. Do you think she is afraid of Jen?
I don't know what she's afraid of. I mean, I guess not, because she had no problem calling her out last season. I just don't know what she's trying to protect at this point. Like, you can give your opinion on it. Like, if my friend did that, I'd be like, that is a crap person. Like, I don't want to have somebody like that in my life, but I don't know. And then the fact that Jen was asking people for money because the trial cost so much, like what?
That was nuts.
Yeah.
Actually. And then the whole Angie and her husband did give them money, and the whole Finsta story gets woven in there somehow. It's shady.
It was like a weird season to me. I felt like they kind of, glossed over the whole Jen trial thing. Like, I feel like we didn't really get a lot of that. It just seemed like everybody was like, oh, Jen's great. She's, innocent until proven guilty. And I don't know. It was an off season for me.
I know. I'd love to go back and watch it again, but I do think we said in the beginning of the season, like, they're all just treating Jen like nothing happened.
Nothing happened. And I think they made a good point where it's like, I guess like reality and like your reality TV and your actual reality kind of blur together. And you're like, what is real and what is fake? Like, I'm kind of like playing this out on TV, but is it really happening in real life? The whole trial and things like that. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. The whole thing was weird. I'm glad it's done.
Me too. Moving on from Salt Lake City.
All right. Moving on. We only have a couple more episodes left of Potomac. This whole Wendy and Mia situation. These ladies, I can't.
Why do you have to hook up with other housewives?
Right. I know. When you're like all married, like, so bizarre to me.
Yeah,
seeing each other's vaginas, and like, we don't need to know the whole thing as well. And then, we had Robyn's bachelorette party, where the bombshell came out that Karen was having sex with workers in the bathroom. They're calling Karen a prostitute. Like, what's going on?
No, it just goes there, It
does.
I'm also like, why are you having a bachelorette party when no one's even invited to the wedding? Like,
that's true.
And she's like saying she's getting flowers for her wedding. I'm like, why? No one's gonna be there. Stop spending money.
Right, you're just going out for dinner. Like, I get you want to make it nice, but like, if you want to make it, like, if you're going to do the whole dress and things like that, at least invite your parents.
Right. So bizarre.
So bizarre. And then even Ashley saying that she and Michael were being very nice to each other, that they're not dating other people. However, he was seen at a restaurant with another woman. Like, I know this was filmed a while ago and clearly she's moved on, but girl needs to let that guy go.
Yeah. Like, do not trust a word that comes out of his mouth. Sorry.
No, definitely. No, yeah, but it seems like next week the finale kind of blows up. So excited to see that one. All right, well, let's get into our social spotlight of the week. Caught our attention on social media. Mine went to Nina Ali because she has officially exited the Real Housewives of Dubai. She thanked, she said it was an honor to be a part of the season, and she thanked, Andy and the team for bringing diversity to Dubai and showing off everything she had. She said, I wish my fellow housewives all the best moving forward. I'll be cheering you on.
Okay.
Okay. It's interesting that we really haven't heard that much of Dubai. If it's going to be, when they're going to start filming a second season, I feel like they did need to kind of shake things up a little bit over there as well.
Yeah, I enjoyed seeing Dubai. I enjoyed seeing this whole other lifestyle that we haven't really seen. It wasn't my favorite,
It's a little, because I feel like, and we've said this time and time again, these ladies weren't friends. So and you can definitely tell that it was just a random group of women kind of thrown together and they just didn't click.
No. All right, my social spotlight goes to Ramona, Luann, and Dorinda. The ladies went to lunch together, and I would just love to be a fly on that wall at that lunch table to hear what they're talking about. I'm going to say it's probably about salaries on the OG cast.
I'm totally in agreement with you. Love to be a fly on the wall. Love a good ladies' lunch, and it's nice to see the group back together.
Yes, it is.
Definitely. All right. Well, that is it for this week's episode of Getting Real with the Housewives. Make sure to keep commenting, keep subscribing. What do you guys think about Mary possibly coming back? Let us know, and we will check in with you guys next week. Bye.
For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.